Hey guys, we're back. I'm Kris.
This is Colin, and we have the next part for our full review, basically, of all the submissions that we had. We're going to be starting with Benjamin, but just as a quick preface for you guys, a little bit of a new format. Sorry, we're going to have some timestamps below. Yep. These videos are going to be broken down into much more manageable lengths because the previous ones were starting to push 3 hours because we're just getting more and more submissions. Yep. So if you guys like this, definitely give a thumbs up and leave a comment below, but we're just gonna jump into it. So Kris, who do we have?
We got Benjamin from Ontario, H12 Mega Monster Truck. Now this is a different style of truck. This is a different style of vehicle overall. I really like the shaping. It's not an 8-stud car that Colin said specifically do not enter, but it's definitely a different style. I'm cool with it. It reminds me a little bit of Ninjago, but at the same time, I love the little details that you threw into it. Benjamin, I love the horns. I love the engine part at the front there. It really reminds me of those monster trucks that kind of destroy things at the Derby and those shows. So I love how you raised it. There are some really interesting techniques that you use just to give it some detailing. And these photos, especially in the background overall, what you did with the leaves and just creating a scene for us to check out, wonderful job. So yeah, that's such a solid build. Now Colin, who do we have next?
Next we have Benny, age 19, USA, the Top Thrill Roller. Top Thrill Roller. Okay, so let's look at this. So we've got actually a really interesting use. I'm actually curious, Benny, did you not have actual wheels in your Lego arsenal? And that's okay, because we want people to think outside the box. So he actually just used a cylindrical piece, a cylindrical brick to represent the wheels, which is super cool. I love thinking outside the box, but it's the Top Thrill Roller because I think on the top there's quite a thrill. It looks like we have a Gatling or machine gun coming out the back, perhaps as some sort of defense. I like how he has to use a ladder to get up inside of his build, which is really cool. It fits minifig, so we're on minifig scale. And there's these two large, not wings, but I guess platforms for people to stand on, probably for more defense purposes. But overall, super cool build, definitely different. I like to see the use of those wheels there. It's not something that we've seen, I think, in any of the other builds. So,
all right,
what do we got next, Kris?
We have Brenden, age 17, USA, Armored Escort. So this one is an armored vehicle, of course, and it's very reminiscent of I'm thinking of RoboCop, something in the futures, very 80s or 90s style. I'm not sure what's in there. It looks like it could be a weapon or some sort of drone. I'm speculating here because we didn't get a chance to see any other ones, but there is a person inside. It is minifig scale. Now the front is super it's very rugged, and it's got bars, something that you would see on some sort of military vehicle. Yeah. So it's very stealth, very military inspired. It is this an 8-stud or it's 8-stud? Yeah, I think. This one's 8. So not bad, very, very awesome. I am curious though. I don't see any windshields. So how do they see? Are they using cameras or radar or sonar? Maybe Brenden, let us know in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts on how do they make this function? And are there weapons? I don't see weapons. I don't see guns. Are we missing it? Tell us in the comment section below. Now I'm gonna pass it on to Colin, talking about our next one.
Yeah, the next one is Bryce, age 20, USA, the Autobot Wheelie.
Nice.
Yeah, so this has a Photoshopped overlaid background. We've got the Transformers logo, so it looks like he wants it to exist within that Transformers universe. This isn't Wall-E, guys.
No,
don't be confused. This isn't Wall-E.
It's Wheelie.
This is Wheelie. So really cool. I like the use of the wheels for the shoulder pieces. It has wheels on the bottom, obviously, for getting around. It has that Wall-E-esque head with some of the eyes, which makes it pretty fun. We have some claws. We've got a nice use of this bright blue and what do you call that little gear piece? It looks kind of like the spring.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which is kind of fun, the hose piece. So overall, this is a pretty interesting build. I believe this was part of the
live stream.
So this is built in under 2 hours, which is always impressive to see. So definitely go check out the live stream for their next build.
Crimson Bricks, check out his channel.
Yeah.
This is where they, the brick bays, they all kind of build for the live stream.
Yeah, overall, if you were to take the wheels out of this build, it would become useless. So that's something that we like to look into, is if you were to take the wheels out of the builds, would it still be the normal build, or would it ruin the build overall? Because that's what things with wheels should do. If you take out the wheels, it shouldn't work anymore.
Right.
So, pretty cool build. Thank you so much, Bryce. What do we got next?
We got Charlie from Edmonton. Charlie sent us a series, so now we're gonna kind of dive into a story. So starting with the Amazon robbers, you can tell that they captured a poor jaguar and they're using it to tow their loot. And these guys are caught them and they're like, hey, what's going on? This is something strange. They got some loot. They got a poor jaguar and they're just whipping it, and these bad guys are up to no good. Now, Charlie then said, look, you know what? These good guys are gonna chase after the bad guys. So he came up with another one called The Return of the Robbers. So this must be like part 2 of the video, or part 2 of the series, where they're chasing him on a vehicle. So you got almost like an airplane style vehicle with maybe like, oh, it's got a harpoon. So he can shoot them down and, not shoot them down, but like capture them and then pull them back.
Yeah.
Exactly. So then let's take a look. So it is minifig scale. There are some things happening inside. And yeah, once again, another close up. Now let's see who's actually inside. Oh, it's a good guy. It's one of the Ninjago guys. Who's that?
I don't know
Zane?
them off. No, Zane is white, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Pure
silver.
White. It might be Zane. I'm not
Maybe
sure.
Zane.
I can't remember off the top of my head. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know, Charlie. And other than that, that's part 2. Now moving on to the last one. This is the Zeus transport. So I'm assuming they got the Jaguar. They're all safe, or maybe the bad guys won. I'm not sure, because it looks like they're transporting the animals, I hope, to safety. But I can only speculate whether the good guys won or the bad guys, because this is a 3-part series for Charlie.
Open-ended story. You guys make up your own story at the end of who
Exactly.
it was that won.
So Charlie, let us know in the comment section below. This was a lot of fun to check out. Very cool builds, and thank you once again for entering this week's challenge. You've been coming back 4 times, so it's always nice to see you. All right, Colin, who do we have?
We have Christy. I'm actually going to pass it off to you because I know this is one of your favorite builds. Same with the way you did with the last video.
Sure.
Chris, go for it. Talk about Christy.
All right. So Christy, new entry from Sherwood Park, and age 39. This is called Housing Around. Now we did see a video that Christy made for us, and it made the whole thing spin. So you use the wheels to turn the whole thing. So housing around. I get the play on words. Now Colin and I were talking about like how does this build work? Is it are we looking inside the house? Are we looking from the outside? Like what kind of perspective are we at? Because the rooms are floating above and we're making things spin. So definitely like a very different take on our challenge. So let's see what we can see here. There's her living room, her shower, her kitchen. There's a lot of different rooms. There's obviously 4 rooms, so living, maybe bedroom is in there as well. But she used the wheels as a grip to turn. Very interesting use of parts. We like the details in every single room, and as a first-time entry, Christy, this is fantastic. I really personally enjoyed it. Enjoyed looking at it. It's so unique. We just need a little more context. So if you get a chance to see this video, Christy, let us know like what is happening, what's going through your head, and like take us through Inception. I want to know what this whole world is about.
Totally.
So Colin, thanks for passing it on. I'm going to pass on the next one to you.
For sure. So we've got Dan, age 15, from Calgary. It's just called the helicopter.
Yeah.
So as we can see, it's a helicopter build utilizing just some layered bricks to give it the shape. We have the front section that we can see. It looks like they use some, I'm not sure if they're car pieces or usually the front like a ship or a car or something like that, stacked on top of each other to give, again, a very unique feel to it. As
Very
we
UFO.
Yeah, very UFO. As we know, like a helicopter cannot just land on anything, so it does need some wheels. So that is how Dan ended up utilizing the wheels in this build. Is you can see that it would be functioning, it flies, it can land down, and it can roll off to safety if need be. It almost looks like we can drive off like just full on like a vehicle.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a little bit more hybrid than just a regular helicopter. Again, Dan, if you can give us a little bit more backstory, that'd be awesome down in the comments section below. But overall, super cool build. Thank you so much for building and submitting this. And Kris, who do we have next?
So I got Dan, another Dan from Ontario, age 29, Shadow Mechs. I really like this because
With an S. So there's two. Oh, there it is.
there's two mechs. So he used a tire and flipped it inside out to add a little more texture to the build itself. So these Shadow Mechs are really dangerous. They look frightening. They look like there's something made of nightmares. And he used really good color choices. You got dark gray, you got light gray, you got black, of course, as the overall theme and overall dominant color. But he also used wheels, or I guess like hubs, that doesn't have tires, to illustrate kind of like texture, or to introduce another part to these creatures or these Shadow Mechs. Now these Shadow Mechs, there's so many details into it. They're filled with hoses, unique parts that I've never seen before. They got vents, they got I think that's an arrow, like a shooter, a blaster. It's got gears. Like there's so many things to unpack. But as a mech builder, we all know that the more detail you put onto a mech, the better it looks.
For sure.
So I love mechs, and I loved seeing something that's like this creepy, Colin. And other than that, like, Dan, thanks for entering for the first time. It's awesome that you found us. Be sure to be back season 2. You're gonna want to participate because we got awesome topics for you. So
lots of cool things.
Not to spoil anything.
No.
But that's it.
Yep,
We're done.
That's going to be the end for this segment of the video. As we mentioned before, if you like what you see, give a thumbs up, subscribe, or leave a comment down below for your favorite builds. Also, check out the timestamps if you are part of this section or segment, so that you can find out exactly where your build is located. But other than that, we're going to be moving on to the next section, and hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you there.
Bye, guys.
See ya.